on a scale of 1 to 10, how excited are you for the new Taylor Swift album
Um,
that she announced on a football podcast?
I know. That part I was like, all right, they're playing it up. They're gonna do numbies. Fair enough. In regards to the album, I mean like a 5 maybe. Like I'm feel very mid. It's like, okay, cool, there's a new album out. My wife is very excited. She has grown my fandom of Taylor by a lot, but I'm not like, oh my god, let's go to like she's still just an artist, she's still just a person to me, you know. So
That you're on a first name basis with.
yep. I got
Okay,
her
all
number
right.
actually. We tech. She actually. So I got a pre-release. I got a pre-look at the album art. We were going back and forth. Hey, which one do you think is better? And I know there's like 4 or 5 options you can choose. So that's what that's how many we had to sift through just to get down to
Gotcha.
even like 5.
Yeah,
Yeah,
collaborative. I feel you.
there's some late nights the last few nights over here. So you know it's
Mm.
the sacrifices you got to make for greatness, man.
Of course. There we go. Hell yeah, dude. Hell
Yep.
yeah. Well, speaking of looking at numbers and
Yes.
narrowing things down, should we maybe go into our idea for our summer break spectacular?
I think we should indeed. And should we welcome back to the Backmarkers F1 pod, the latest and greatest podcast that no one's asked for, but here we are anyways. Ben teased it. It is part 1 of a 3-part series over the next 3 weeks of the summer break that we got coming up here for you. And we did a little ranking over here. Now I have a question for you.
Yes.
This is live. Everyone's going to find out. How similar was your list compared to my list?
So
And how much work do we have to do to sift that down?
I still have not looked at your list. I was actually
Okay.
looking for that right now.
Okay.
But let's see. Oh, we might have to do a little bit of editing because I don't know where your list is. I know you sent it to me, but I did not star that little email. I did not.
Hey.
To it. I think, and Derek, you know you're my homie.
Yes.
You know you're awesome. You're very smart, and I'm definitely not buying time.
She's gonna hate this list.
We
still haven't said what the list is for the record, so we can't do that yet.
So the list, what is the list? Tell me what the list is.
It's the top 75 drivers in Formula One history.
The top 75 drivers in Formula One history. Now you have
the Diamond anniversary.
You have made an exhaustive list with a spreadsheet. You have used Microsoft Excel.
I have, yes.
Which I appreciate. I love that about you.
Yes, it is. We're making it official.
I have to.
I went through the list. I looked at some statistics to figure out. So it's half based on statistic and half based on feel, is how I had it written down at first.
Okay. All right. So I like this. I think your list is the exhaustive list. I feel like you will hate my list.
Okay.
Because my list, as I know, as you know, and as the listener will now be informed, over the last 75 years of the history of the sport of Formula One that we both love.
Yes.
There have been a total of, do you know how many world champions there have been?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
There's not a lot. So I know when I made my list, so I broke it down by a few different categories. I had number of wins, number of podiums, number of championships. There are not a lot of champions in the whole list history of F1. So I'm doing a quick peek at mine. I think there's 38 or
There are
37 total?
34 drivers.
34 who've
34
won a
drivers
championship.
who have won a championship. There are
Yes.
34 guys in the 75 years of the sport that can call themselves a champion. I think you can only really rank those 34 guys. Because
Oh.
not to be a rangs kind of guy. Like this is
Mhm.
like we celebrate greatness, we celebrate like the sport itself.
Mhm.
But over so many eras, over because like the first season of Formula One had 8 races, right?
Okay.
Like that does not necessarily compare to a 24 race calendar. It's kind of apples and oranges,
I'm
right?
not gonna lie. I think you're gonna be able to sift through that pretty quickly. And also, I didn't know it was only 8 races when it first started.
Yeah, no, and it's like a shorter calendar, right?
Mhm.
So I have a list of all the champions. I have
Okay.
ranked all 34 of the champions. I have a small, very small section of honorable mentions,
Okay.
but I did not go into an exhaustive list like you
Yes.
have through this. So let's go ahead and do you want to just rip right into it, or how do we want to do this here?
So yeah, let's give a little bit more of like what we're gonna do over the next 3 weeks here. So it like we said, it's a
Mhm.
3-part series. So I think what we should do is we go through the top 75, but we go 75 to 51 on my list.
Okay.
Then next week we will go 50 to 26, and then we'll pick up with half of yours. So there's 34. So we'll do 17 down to, or sorry,
Okay.
we'll do 34 down to 18 of the
Yeah.
champions where we rank all the champions. And
Mhm.
then week 3, we'll do 25 to 1 and then 17 to 1, which by then we'll probably have a decent amount of crossover
Mhm.
slash will give us a few extra weeks to make sure that our rankings of the top
Yes.
75 match with the world champions, because newsflash, in the first 75 or the first 25 of, or the bottom third of the top 75 drivers, there ain't a world champion in it, because I'm sorry, if you won a world champion, you deserve to be at least in the top half of this whole thing.
And I was hoping to open this list and just be infuriated. I was
Yeah.
hoping to open this list and just need a gun. You know, like so I'm very happy with the fact that you kind of agree in principle
Yes.
with my premise that you can't really be on this list unless you've got a rank.
Correct.
Um,
So a
there are
little.
a couple of guys that I see above some guys that have championships, which is
Correct.
maybe a fascinating choice, but up where it matters. I mean, there are definitely some things that I vehemently disagree with, but we'll move on.
We will
We'll get
flush it out.
we'll get
We will get there. Yes, but
we'll get there.
as you see on the active list, and maybe
Mhm.
I'll save that or just move the spreadsheet
Oh,
over so that way people can see, like, this is what I initially thought, and then this is
mhm,
where we ended up.
mhm.
There are not many drivers who have a ranking above drivers with world championships.
But there's a couple.
There are a couple,
There
and
are a
a
couple.
few of them I think are some valid reasons for, but we can get to that later. Again, that is in next week's and the weeks following episodes. For now, we are doing the 75th up to the 51st ranked drivers according to the Backmarkers F1 podcast list. And since this is more of the one that I kind of have at the moment, I'm going to break it down for you this way.
Mhm,
So when I was looking through making this list, I went, okay, race winners, championships. And then I discovered there were not a lot of champions in the sports history of the 75 years, which, you know what? Fair. When you have dynasties, that's going to cut down on the number of champions that you can have.
mhm.
Didn't think about that. So then I went, okay, what about podiums, positions as well? And then I kind of was like, that's enough. I can stop by looking at those things, because I realized I needed to add in the podiums, because there are a lot of drivers who have won an race or 2 races.
Mhm.
And distinguishing between the 2 and the 1 race winners or Grand Prix winners was very hard in my mind. I was like, I don't recognize a lot of these names. a lot of them from the 50s and the 60s, where I was like,
Mhm.
I don't really know anything about that era of Formula
Mhm.
One. And for example, we'll get to one of the names on here. I've heard this name. I'm like, how did this guy only win one race? So we'll get to it. So
Mhm.
bear in mind the first four drivers that we'll name here, we'll go in reverse order. Um, I just picked the names because I was like, I don't know, you won two and you had a decent amount of podiums, or I've heard of you.
Yeah. No,
And
and
that's
that's
kind of about it.
a fair way to approach it. I feel like
Mhm.
I have no issue with your approach. I will take
Okay,
several issues with your list itself.
that's fine.
But that's what makes it fun.
Mhm.
I kind of was in the same boat. You know, I mean, like going through the history of the sport, and you got to remember also the mortality rate in the
Mhm.
sport at the beginning.
Right.
You know what I mean? There are so many dudes that aren't around to tell the story, that
Right.
aren't around to be a part of the conversation necessarily. So
Correct.
it's one of those things where I don't feel great about it. So I kind of cheated the rules in
That's
true
fine.
motor racing fashion.
Yeah.
But let's give it a. Are you ready to go?
Let's rip right into it. So
All
starting
right.
off at number 75, we have, drum roll please, and this is the only time we're gonna do this.
Probably for the
Robert
best.
Robert Kubica.
Hmm. So
I've got Robert there.
why did you put him here?
So
That is my question to you.
so this is again, so 75 through 72 was hard
Mhm.
for me to get to, which I didn't think was going to be the hardest part about doing this list, because
Mhm.
once you got to the 72nd ranked driver who was a two-win driver, that's when it was like there are so many extra people on here, and I had a very hard time deciding, like, okay, who then at
Mhm.
this point? Because again, it was a lot of names I didn't know. There wasn't a lot of distinguishing factors. I then looked at podiums. I'm like, these guys had some more podiums. Um, and so and then name recognition was the other part of it. And so Robert is, in all fairness, a recency bias for me,
Mhm.
I think. And
Yeah.
I,
It,
I took I took a little extra outside of F1. He just won
mhm.
24 Hours of Le Mans. He had the crazy accident that shortened his
Mhm.
career in F1 by,
Mhm.
well, it just ended it for the most part.
It ended it. It was a
Yeah,
miracle that he was able to come back with Williams. He
right.
was apparently supposed to get the Ferrari seat, maybe,
Yes.
and
Yeah.
then the crash kind of took it out.
Then the rally crash. Right. So I gave him the 75th spot because he still has a race win in Formula
Mhm.
One and 12
Mhm.
podium finishes. So it was like someone had to be 75. There's a lot of people who, quite honestly, probably could be there. Again, I don't recognize all those names, so I picked this
Yeah.
one. That's kind
And
of how it ended up being.
I do not hate that at all. I
Mm-hmm.
do not hate that at all. That's a great spot for number 75. I'm
Yeah.
perfectly fine with Robert Kubica at
Mm-hmm.
75.
Yeah. So there you go. 75.
Mm-hmm.
Number 74. Do you want to read the next one up? Do you want to go every other with reading the names?
I mean, I feel like since it's your list, can I read the names and ask you to defend yourself?
Yeah. Let's go every
All right.
other, where you'll read the name and then I'll say why, and then the next one I'll just read the name and explain why, and then you can comment. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So Jochen Mass.
Yes. He has a
Yes.
race win.
He has a race
Um,
win.
he has 8 podium finishes.
Okay.
He's one of the original drivers in the sport, and I think I recognize the name.
One of the original drivers in the sport.
I think so.
Well, he was born in 1946, so that would have been a little tough for him to drive as a 4-year-old in the inaugural season.
Okay,
He took
early stages of F1.
earlier stages, yeah. So he
He had a
raced.
black and white picture when I searched his name.
He had a black and white picture. He raced in basically in Formula One for looks like 8 years, from 1973 to 1980, and
Hey,
then
okay.
82, a random comeback year. He raced with McLaren, which,
Mm-hmm.
hey, not an insignificant team there.
Mm-hmm.
Total entries of 114.
That's pretty good.
races entered. Yeah, those are decent numbers. 2 career fastest laps, 8 career podiums, 1 career win, and born in West Germany, or Bavaria. So he raced as a under the West German flag, and yeah, was a commentator later in life. So
there you go.
Shout out to Jochen Mass. Good for
Jochen
him.
Mass. Congratulations. You are the number 74 ranked driver in Formula One history.
According to the Backmarkers
According
podcast,
to the Backmarkers F1
the
podcast.
the
authority.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're the authority on. I didn't honestly. I swear, I googled. I'm like, does anybody else like make a list? I did not find another list of the top 75.
And
I was like, that's kind of crazy.
That was the thing. I was going to phone it in. I was going to use the official Formula One list because I definitely saw that article. We all definitely saw that article.
I saw that article.
And
they don't list 75 drivers. It's like 10 drivers, 10 teams,
Yeah.
10 moments, 10 liveries. It's like,
it's ridiculous.
Nobody did this, which is kind of crazy. Like,
it's not good, and that's why we're doing it.
Somebody needed to do the damn thing.
Somebody needed to do the damn thing.
So we will carry that flag into battle gladly. We'll gladly rank things all day long.
All right.
Moving on.
Next driver in the rankings.
The 73rd ranked Formula One driver in Formula One history is one Jean Alesi.
Yes. So why did you put him here? You recognized his name, yes?
This is the one that I referred to where I was like, I know this name.
Okay.
I don't know why I know this name, but I've heard it in the sport several times. Again, I couldn't tell you why. I was stunned to see he only had 1 race victory, 32 podiums in the sport. And I don't remember this off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure he was in the sport for a number of years as well.
Yes. So he had a very long career.
Right.
In Formula One, from 1989 to 2001.
Right.
So, yeah, 2 different millennium is decent.
Kind of like a Nico, I guess, in a sense of like he was just around for a long time. Probably was just a really like good driver for a lot of teams, but just never had that. He was on the team, basically, is my guess, is what happened in his career.
Yeah, so he was on a couple of teams. He had 202 career entries. And then it looks like he was also teammates with Alain Prost, as well as he was teammates with Prost, and then he joined Benetton in 1996 after Michael Schumacher left. Gotcha. So he kind of a journeyman. But yeah, good for him.
He's not the only guy to struggle being next to literally one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, can't complain about that.
Yeah.
So
cool. But yeah, Jean Alesi. When I was trying to fill up the last couple spots, and I was scrolling through the one-way race winners, I saw his name. I'm like, how the heck is he? I know that name, and how does he only have 1 win? So I definitely felt he was deserving to be on this list, and I feel like that's a fair spot for him.
There we go.
So yeah,
there we go. Now, the next guy, I'll be honest, I have no idea how to say this gentleman's name.
Yep. Good luck.
Okay. Yeah. Fuck you for that. Jose Frolian Gonzalez.
I think that's a good pronunciation.
We're going with it. You can say a name however you want, really. So, nicknamed the Pampas Bull. And I'm lifting all of this directly from Wikipedia, ladies and gentlemen. Perfect. I apologize. I'm right here is the citation. It's all lifted from Wikipedia. As soon as we say a name, that's where we're looking.
Yes.
But it looks like he also won the 24 Hours of Le Mans with Ferrari. So good for him. Yeah. Born in Argentina. He was with a few privateer teams, entering a total of 26 races over the course of. It looks like he was in the inaugural season of Formula One, and his last season was in 1960. Or his last Grand Prix was in 1960. So back in the day, guys would like kind of go in and out a little bit.
I noticed that with a few of these people. Yes.
Yeah. So shouts out to him. We gotta love it. We gotta or active from 1950 to 1957, and then it looks like it was probably a one-off entry in 1960 for the Argentine Grand Prix.
Okay.
But yeah, shout out to him. Sweet nickname, the Pompous Bull. Like you gotta love.
That's sick.
That's a sweet nickname.
Mm-hmm.
Two-time Grand Prix winner and 24-hour Le Mans winner. So shout out to you.
15 podiums as well. So that ends kind of like I literally don't know what to do anymore. Everyone else from here on out has at least 3 race Grand Prix victories, which was a lot easier to say why you should be on this list, because again, just going down to eventually like, whoa, there's one, not a lot of world champions, and then 2, there's not a lot of like multi race winners, like double digits or above. That list was very short too. So the rest I feel like makes a lot more sense. But yeah, Jose Froilan Gonzalez, out of all the 2 race winners, I honestly did not look at everybody's name. His was first on the list of Grand Prix winners. Was a cool name.
Sick name.
What I did here was, this is when I started to go down what's a name recognition, and then I realized I had 3 one-time race winners, and I was like, I can't have no 2 race winners. So after him, I started looking at all the 2 Grand Prix winners, and I'm like, okay, the next guy was an American, and I don't remember his name, but I'm like, 2 race wins. I'm like, and I looked at him like, no podiums. I'm like, how does that happen? He entered the Indianapolis 500 3 times. That was it. That's all he did in his F1 career. He won the first 2.
Oh, wow.
And he died in the 3rd.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So
that's
I was
dark,
like,
Derek.
Because it was dark, but it's the same thing, like going through this list, I'm like, I don't know these names, and then trying to figure it out. I'm like, that stuff like that happened a decent amount with these 1 and 2 race winner guys, where it's like literally anything could have happened. So
yeah, but so that gentleman who you said he was an American who won 2 Indy 500s and then died in the 3rd.
Back to back, yeah.
Back to back. Now,
he won back to back Indy 500s.
So I would consider that more of an IndyCar driver than a guy that was in F1, just because it was just kind of a stop on the calendar. You know what I mean?
Well, it was part of the Grand Prix schedule. So like that's what confused me. I'm like, how do you win the Indy 500? That's not. And it was like, oh right, that was kind of part of the original back in the day. But same thing. Those were his only entries. Like he didn't race in any other Grand Prix in Europe or anything like that. So I kind of had the same thought of, well, shit. Your win rate is insane. Yeah, but you also only competed in the Indy 500 as well. So that was why I didn't include him. Rest in peace. But yeah,
not even gonna shout out his name, just giving him a rip.
I can't remember it. I really can't, which is bad.
Yeah,
Brian or Brad or something like that. I don't know.
But he was an American. Of course, it was Ryan or Brad or Steve or Jeff.
Yeah, easier.
It was more of a NASCAR name than anything else.
Probably.
Should we move on to the next? Oh, sorry.
Yes. So that ends I don't know what to do here. And now going forward, it was like, okay, this makes a little bit more sense to me. So coming in at number 71, a 3-time Grand Prix winner and a 9-time podium finisher is Peter Collins.
And I'm thoroughly disappointed because I saw that and I was like, wait, Phil Collins? And not it. So Peter Collins, how did he? Obviously 3 wins, but what qualifications did you give him other than that? Anything?
In terms of the 3 race winners on the list of Grand Prix winners that I saw, he was listed last.
All right, so it was just okay.
Yeah, and honestly, looking at the list again now, I think he could move up a spot and somebody else could be moved down later just based on podium finishes, but it's locked in now.
I don't know if we'll put an asterisk next to it and maybe make some edits as we go through this.
Nope. It's spoken into existence now, so he is the 71st best Formula 1 driver in history.
So Peter, not Phil Collins,
Correct.
One. He was immediately successful Basically, he got his first 2 wins with Ferrari and finished 3rd in the Drivers' Championship in 1956.
Okay.
1957, no wins, nothing spectacular, and then died in 1958. So unfortunately, one of the names that of many we'll see on here were cut too short, and probably a reason that you really can't make an exhaustive list of the best to ever do it, because they didn't make it. So
right. But he was a 3-time winner.
3-time winner, and that is commendable. And 2-time runner-up in the 24 Hours of Le Mans, which I feel like if we're looking at this, we got to give that a little bit of weight.
Yeah, I'd say so.
So yeah, thank you for your service, Peter, not Phil Collins.
Yes.
Classic.
Which moves us to our 70th ranked driver. Take it away.
Oh, you put this guy 70th.
Yes.
And his name is Giancarlo Fisichella. So
yes, it is.
How did he get here? 3-time winner, Fisichella.
Yep. And 19 podium finishes.
Okay.
Honestly, looking at again, because I don't recognize any of these names. The next few coming up here. He has the most podiums of the 3-time race winners, so he probably could be the highest of that.
Do you recognize Fisichella's name?
I do not.
You don't know? Okay. All right. I feel
Did he have
old.
a son who competed after?
No, he basically his career spanned from 1996 to 2009. So as of right now, he is one of the more recent guys on our list here.
Well, okay then.
He raced for Ferrari, as everybody hopes for out of an Italian, and basically has had a pretty impressive season. He replaced when he raced for Ferrari. He replaced Felipe Massa. Do you know about Felipe Massa's accident in Hungary? We'll get to that a little bit later because Felipe Baby's coming up in the list. But oh wait, is Felipe Baby coming up in your list? Oh my god!
Not in the first part of it here. Felipe Massa is on the top 75, though. Of course, Felipe Massa is on the top 75.
Okay, because he was one of my guys that I had on my list of honorable mentions, which I feel we'll get to. Maybe should we do that during this segment, or maybe not?
Honorable mentions for who you would have
for my list.
No, we'll get to that next week. We'll get to that next week.
Okay, we'll do that next. Okay,
because that's when it's gonna actually start to come into play here. Currently, right now, I would imagine none of the guys you have on your honorable mentions is not going to be in my top 50.
Yeah. All right. No, that's a fair way to do it. Your top 50, sir. Your top 50. And I'm looking at number 50, and it's making me want to go. We'll get there.
You can't look. You can't argue with.
We'll get there. We'll get there. But Mr. Fisichella he basically had a little bit more of a journeyman career as well. And yeah, shouts out to him. He was around. He was around more recently than some of our other people on this list. So shouts out to him.
Some of the others to note here. So yes, congratulations. That takes us to the number 69 ranked Formula One driver in Formula One history. And that goes to one Johnny Herbert, a 3-time Grand Prix winner, 7-time podium finisher.
So, why?
Again, I'm going to say this about all of the 3-time winners.
Okay.
The list that I saw that just showed the drivers who have won Grand Prix and broke it down by the number of race wins that they had. This was the order it was in.
Okay. All right. So, what do you know about Johnny Herbert?
Nothing.
You don't know anything about Johnny Herbert. You don't know about it as a commentator?
I know he's won 3 Grand Prix and finished on the podium 7 times. Okay. Sounds like he was a commentator for the sport.
He was a commentator for the sport. He was in the sport from 1989 until 2000. He had a career that was a little bit cut short before he began.
Okay.
Basically, he was in Formula 2. They were racing
Mm-hmm.
at, I think, Brands Hatch. And he had a massive accident. Broke both of his legs. His legs, his feet are fucked. When you see him, like, he still gets around, but, like, doesn't for a long time his legs and his feet were very messed up after this accident and still are to this day.
Mm-hmm.
And he was one of those guys that was considered kind of one of those next generation of talents coming through in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people ask the question of, what could have been had it not been for that accident, similar to Kubica and what happened to him in the rally race.
Yeah.
It's one of those situations where it's like, damn, what could have been.
Right.
So yeah, definitely, I know him as more of a commentator than a driver. And I'm surprised I haven't seen a name on this list that I definitely had on my honorable mentions.
Well,
But
it's
we'll
not
get there.
unsurprising to me because again, it's when you go through again the number of world champions. There's 34 of them, and then you go through again like the guys who won a lot of Grand Prix. It's not much bigger than that either.
Yeah.
So a lot of this is going to be like, well, you recognize the name. They won a few times. Like a lot of this is somewhat like they're all kind of within the same camp in my mind as to their careers. And most likely they're all in the same camp to some extent of like what their careers were like. Again, just based on the numbers. And again, I don't know all these names either. Can I tell you something? I thought about doing that would have been a little cheeky, putting at number 75.
Yeah.
Martin Brundle.
And okay, that's what I was gonna say. I think he is definitely an honorable mention.
Yeah.
In part because of his services to commentary.
You know what?
Like that
asterisk
we
honorable
can't
mention. Martin Brundle.
You said we can't edit the list. Well, I thought
that's
we weren't
not
editing the list.
That's
an edit. An asterisk is an edit. If it's top 75, are we doing top 76? What is this? Is this the NBA?
He's an honorable mention.
But what is this? The NBA?
I love that you're roasting the NBA.
I had to say that joke again so it didn't land because it didn't land the first time. Yeah, no, that's we'll revise the list. Because we haven't talked about the list. If it's the Backmarkers list, we got to talk about it. We got to talk through it. We got to make sure it's authoritative. We gotta discuss before we release. So this is the discussion.
So we got to record a whole other podcast episode after this. This is the official.
Well, we're recording 2 more.
That's fair. Yeah. But no, this is the list. This is the first 25.
This is the first iteration of the list.
This is the first 25
in the first iteration. Let's move on to the next guy.
68. Yeah.
Heinz-Harald Frentzen.
Yes.
Now, what do you know about him other than he won 3 races and had a couple of podiums?
18, nothing.
All right. Okay.
I'll tell you I'll tell you the number when I actually like recognize a name on here.
Okay.
That's not true because I knew Kubica, and John Alesi. But then until then, I don't recognize a name until I recognize 65. I don't know anything about him, and then 61 and forward is where I start to kind of come into play.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, and we'll go through it. We'll get there. We'll get there as we get there.
Heinz-Harald Frentzen. What do you got about Heinz?
So Heinz-Harald Frentzen.
He makes awesome ketchup.
I'm trying to determine. I don't know if he's related to the Heinz family.
I would doubt it because that was their last name.
Oh shit, you're right. I just saw a bottle of ketchup when I googled him, and I was like, wait a second. Hang on.
He was sponsored by him.
I'm
like, hey, if you
change
your first name
I don't know
to
how
Heinz,
to fucking
we'll
read.
sponsor your car.
which is awesome. Okay, like I would do that.
Quick tangent.
Easy money. Give
Did
me
you
the
see?
form. Hand me the pen.
Did
Easy.
you see the lizard car in the Xfinity race this weekend?
No, I did not.
You know the lizard meme
No, I do not.
online right now,
No.
dude. The lizard meme rocks. It's just this like cartoon looking lizard, and he's got his
Okay.
little hand up, and then he pushes it down like he's pressing like a Staples button, basically. But it goes
Okay.
lizard, lizard, lizard,
It's
lizard.
funny.
It is awesome. But there was a car in the Xfinity series this weekend, no sponsor for the race. So somebody commented at them, DM'd them something and said, bet you won't put the lizard on your car. Hood lizard. It was awesome, dude.
That's wild.
The lizard meme is my favorite thing online right now. And yeah, that made it even better.
I'm
That's the end
I'm
of my
just
quick
now
tangent.
learning of this. I need to see a picture of this car. I'm not familiar with this bit of internet lore.
You
So,
will now see it on all of your feeds because they listen to us, and so the
oh
first
yeah,
time you go on your phone later, you're going to get that. But yes,
it's
you have a lot of
terrifying.
fun to look forward to. The best part is they just keep making edits to songs
Mm,
with it, and every single one of them I laugh very hardly at.
lizard meme.
It'll be like, "She's so sweet, I want to lick the lizard."
All right. I think it's from a Pixar movie,
Is that what that's from?
according to NBC.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't. All right. We'll move on. Um,
Sorry,
we'll move
Heinz.
on.
You've been interrupted by the lizard.
Honestly, that is probably more than anything that we could say about him. He was big in the '90s,
Mm-hmm.
so yeah,
Keep it moving.
we'll keep it moving. Sorry, Heinz Harold
Number
Frentzen.
s- number 67.
How I know Heinz Harold Frentzen is
Mm-hmm.
because he was like I remember distinctly hearing his name screamed by Murray Walker, like Heinz Harold Frentzen, get out of the
Mm.
way, or doing something dumb out of like clips or whatever. So I mean, I
Okay.
feel like it's fitting that we kind of just move it on. So who you got next at 67?
Lizard. No. I can't. I'm sorry. All right. Back in rankings mode. Number 67, we have Thierry Boussin. And I don't know if that's how you say his name. So Thierry Boutsen would be the more American way to say that, I suppose. Another 3-time Grand Prix winner and 15 podiums.
Yes. So he competed in Formula One from 83 to 93.
Okay, 10 years in the sport. That's pretty good.
Respectable. Went with a couple of teams, was fourth in the 88 World Championship with Benetton.
Okay.
And then runner up in the 24 hours in Le Mans in 93 and 96. He sells jets. He's in the aviation industry now.
Yo, dude just likes to go fast.
There we go. We kind of like it. And he also, it looks like, has a touring car team.
Okay.
And I think, I'm not sure if that's DTM or what, World Touring Car Cup. So yeah, good for him.
Yeah. All right.
Moving on.
Moving on. Number 66. Who do you got?
Didier Peroni. Didier Peroni. I don't know how to necessarily say it. Sorry.
The one thing I want to know is, does he have any relation to Peroni beer?
Probably not, but let's check with Wikipedia. And ladies and gentlemen, if you know something about this, if we're wrong, first of all, no, we weren't. But send us an email, backmarkersf1pod@gmail.com. So Didi Peroni, and I know I should have looked at your list earlier.
I doubt he has any relation to the beer because I'm pretty sure that one's spelled Peroni, and this is Pironi.
Yes, Pironi.
Yup.
Basically, he was a driver. and it looks like injured his legs and wasn't able to continue to race. This is the same basically season. He was the teammate of Gilles Villeneuve, the Canadian racer.
Yeah.
And then
might be on the list later.
Secret, yeah. Basically, he
Hi, Cat.
Cat is tweaking. So I just had to redirect his attention real quick. Basically, he was Villeneuve's very close rival. I don't think he was his teammate, actually. Yeah, he was his teammate, and they had a very, very close rivalry. And then lost the title by 5 points to Keke Rosberg.
Oh, wow.
Might show up in this list a little later. We'll see.
Might also be on the list later.
Even though he's a champion, so he kind of has to be. So, yeah, he lost his legs.
Okay.
And basically, his career from there was not really able to continue. So that's a little bit of a shame. I wish that I had read a little bit more. It also looks like he was racing very hard with Gilles Villeneuve when Gilles passed away. So that's the scoop, as I am able to understand it from 30 Seconds on Wikipedia. He deserves more of a breakdown, like a lot of these guys. But that's the time that we're giving him for this episode. So cool. Who you got next?
Up next, 65. So this is the one I said I recognize the name, but I still don't really know anything about him. It is one Peter Hill, 3-time Grand Prix winner, 16-time podium finisher in the sport. Peter Hill.
I cannot find a Wikipedia page for Peter
Hill. I'm pretty sure he's an American. If the name didn't tell you that, and I'm pretty sure that's what gave that one away for me. Here, let me see if I can pull up a quick search on young Petey Hill, Peter McPeterson's Peter Hill.
This is going to be just the most tragic story, I feel like. I'm coming up with Boat Racer.
No, the other one keeps coming up, who is also on this list, so I will not say the name.
F1 Powerboat World Championship, John Peter Hill, but that's not him. Yeah, I don't.
Happen? Wait a minute, hold on.
There's
Peter.
Did you just get the name wrong?
Oh, I did. What? It's Phil Hill. Oh, that's what happened. So when I made the list, I made a typo somewhere along the way, and I combined Peter Collins and Peter Hill multiple. So it's Phil Hill. It is Phil Hill. I think. Hold on. I might be wrong still. Well, hold on. No, let me double check the list. It is not Phil Hill.
Are you sure?
It is Phil Hill. Oh no.
Derek.
Okay. It is Phil Hill. Problem. Wait.
I'm waiting. The people are waiting.
There might be a spot for Martin Brundle after.
All right, we don't have to cover that. No, you said there's not. You said there's. You said we're moving on. We'll discuss. We'll discuss after.
I need to. This is actually legitimate.
Because
we do need to talk about this right now.
No, we don't.
Phil Hill is a world champion.
Yeah.
So he is on the list later. So he is. Yeah. He cannot be listed down here, which means I don't know what I did or who Peter was supposed to be. Hold on.
Peter Collins?
No, because we said Peter Collins already. At 71. Okay, hold on.
All right.
I got this. I got this. List of F1 Grand Prix winners. All right. Back to my list.
Three-time winner with 16 podiums.
That's what we're looking for?
All right. That's what you're looking for.
All right. 3-time winners. There's Peter Collins. Peter, Thierry, Heinz, Johnny, Giancarlo. I don't know who Peter Hill is. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 3-time winners in the sport. How many do I have on this list?
You've
9?
got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
7 listed there, with the other one being Phil Hill later up the list. There's a sneak peek for you. So at number 65, it's actually Dieter Peroni. So everybody moves up one, and
All right.
number 75 is Martin Brundle.
This is why this is not the final version of the list.
This is why I sent it to you.
No, we will have it. Well, I didn't look at it because I thought it would make good podcasting, but clearly I'm wrong. So
it's Martin
moving
Brundle.
on.
Martin
We've
Brundle
got a
is the
guy.
75th driver.
We've got a guy. No, we're moving on. We're moving
Dieter
on.
Peroni.
Jarek, we fucked this up badly.
No, we didn't. It's fine.
Yeah, we did.
We're fine.
So
Everything's
moving
fine.
on to number 64 is a legend. He's got a part of the car named after him. It's Dan Gurney, ladies and gentlemen. What do you know about Dan Gurney?
Nothing.
You don't know anything. You don't know what a gurney flap is.
I mean, I've heard of like a gurney, but I don't know if that's related to him.
Yes, it is. So basically, a gurney flap is on like the rear wing of a car, right? It's the little bit of the rear wing that comes up and gives you additional downforce on the rear wing. Which is cool. He's an engineer. He's one of the most influential figures in motorsport. Won the 24 Hours of Le Mans. I believe that he was Ken Miles' co-driver.
Oh shit!
And yeah, this guy's legit, dude.
Okay.
Won 4 races across 11 seasons. Won the 24 Hours of Le Mans, like we were talking about. Big on the West Coast in terms of like hot rodding in that era. And yeah, he's a legend. He's super cool. Good dude. Wish I had more to say about him. Helped develop the Ford GT40. That kind of
that's cool.
Yeah.
That puts on the list for sure.
Definitely. Also had a couple of NASCAR wins. 2-time runner-up in the Indy 500 as well. So Buddy absolutely has a couple of
feathers in the cap.
Feathers in the cap, exactly. Stars on his chest, all that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Also made pretty significant contribution to safety. First Formula One driver to wear a full face helmet.
Wow.
Covering his entire face. Yep. And then is known for his invention of the gurney flap. And I was incorrect on that. Basically, it's a small little bit of a wing that gives you more downforce and aerodynamics. So it was named after him, and that is how I knew how I was first introduced to Dan Gurney, and then obviously knew about a little bit about his Formula One career. So that's really cool.
Nice. All right. Shout out Dan Gurney.
Shout out Dan Gurney.
Shout out him. Moving along, number 63 on the list, we have one Michel Alboreto. Alboreto? I don't know.
You can say a name however you want. It's a fact.
I apologize if I said it wrong.
Mamma mia!
First of our 5-time Grand Prix winners, 23 podiums, and that's about all I know about him.
Also a 24 Hours of Le Mans winner.
Okay, shout out to
Um,
that.
runner-up in the 1985 championship with Ferrari, Italian that raced for Ferrari. We love it.
Yep.
And then tragically died at age 44. It looks like he was testing for the 24-hour Le Mans with Audi.
Mm.
And the car went into the air, like kind of just
geez.
took off. Oh no, rear tire failure. Excuse me. I was thinking of the one clip of the car going into the air. Yeah.
How
So
airplanes work.
yeah, no, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, definitely tragic. That sucks.
Yeah.
Okay. I feel like we're gonna be confronting our mortality on this episode a little bit.
I think we're gonna. Well, I don't know actually. So moving on, number 62. Who we got there?
We have John Watson, not Dr. John Watson, friend of Sherlock Holmes.
Or
John Watson.
IBM's Watson.
No, we don't need to bring computers into this when we could talk about references to classic literature. I mean, come on now. John Watson,
Elementary,
Formula
my
One
dear
driver.
Watson.
Yeah, thank you. You knew the reference that I was making,
Yes.
which is why we don't have to bring the computer into
Yes,
this.
I know Sherlock Holmes.
As we all should. Fucking classic.
Dude, the Robert Downey Jude Law movies, those are awesome. I know literature, but did you see the movies as well?
I read the books.
I know, but I'm asking if you saw the movies too.
Hey, speaking of seeing movies, have you seen
Nope.
Lord of the Rings? All right, there we go. There's your answer.
So the little sneak peek behind the curtain here on what we were debating about doing. We were debating about hitting you with the 3-part Lord of the Rings review, but
which
I still
think
haven't
that
seen
we
all
should
the
do.
trilogy.
Yeah, I still think we should do that. That would be great off-season content. I feel like
That's a good idea.
Become a movie and book review podcast.
But a Backmarkers book club.
Let's do.
What did I just get myself into?
Let's do book
I don't
club.
read.
Derek, we have to do book club now.
I don't
Please,
read.
let's do. We'll do an easy one. We'll fucking do Sherlock Holmes.
We'll debate it.
All right. Okay. John Watson.
John
not
Watson.
Sherlock Holmes's doctor friend. From Northern Ireland. Raced under a British flag from 1973 to 83, and then it looks like he did a one-off in 85. 154 total starts, 20 podiums. Sounds like he was a hell of a driver. Journeyman, and then became a commentator later in life. So we love to see it. We love to hear it. Shout out.
An Irish accent.
Yeah. Yeah. There we go. I don't know if I remember or recognize the name at 61. Who's 61?
61 is the first of our modern day drivers.
There we go.
And that's going to be one Carlos Sainz Jr. 4-time Grand Prix winner,
buddy.
27-time podium finisher. So after hearing a little bit more about some of the guys you have mentioned, I don't know how I feel completely about this ranking. Part of me is kind of like, okay, maybe not above Dan Gurney, just with everything Dan Gurney has done. But I don't know. This was my thought process with it. He's a 4-time Grand Prix winner, which is above 2 5-time Grand Prix winners. But in my mind, I was like, younger career, like how do you evaluate the current crop of drivers when you're looking through these lists? Because some of them, well, not some of them, more of them will be on this list. So I had to rank. I kind of ranked all of the modern day drivers or the current active Formula One drivers first, and then I was like, okay, where am I going to place them amongst the rest of the crew here, basically? And this is where I started to get more in my head of like, I know the sport from like 5 years ago till now, but I don't really know much prior to that. So I'm taking a lot of guesses here as to where some of these guys should kind of fall into place on the list.
Yeah, and that's all right.
Mm.
I don't know if he would have been on my list.
A top 75 list.
If I made a top 75 list, I don't know. And again, that's kind of why I went with the methodology that I did of looking at guys that had won championships and ranking those guys and giving a couple of honorable mentions.
I think that'd be
Yeah.
crazy to not have Carlos Sainz not on your list because, again, he's still a 4-time Grand Prix winner. And
Yeah.
from the list we've looked at so far,
not many people have done that.
That alone, just winning 4 times in the sport, puts him at tied for 60 something or higher.
Yeah, no, and that's
because there's not a lot of them who've even done that alone. Which, while doing this, I'm going to give you a spoiler alert for another name that will be on the list later down the line. It really made me appreciate Daniel Ricciardo's career a hell of a lot more.
Yeah,
because he's like a 7 or 8 time Grand Prix winner, and again, having only really picked up from about 5-ish years ago, or actually no, a little bit more than that, 7-ish years ago or so, I was like, okay, dude won like 7, 8 times, like whatever. And then I see these lists, I'm like, holy, it is hard to win a Grand Prix.
Yeah,
It is
definitely
hard to do it. So that made me appreciate his career and his longevity a lot more. And some of these other drivers are like, whoa, because there's some other names further down the line where I'm like, that guy only won this few times. That's crazy. So with that, again, I do think Carlos Sainz Jr. definitely deserves to be on this list of top 75 because he's still a 4-time winner. He's got more years left in his career still, and who knows what that could lead to. You can't speculate. Well, you can't speculate in the future, but literally anything could happen. So he's deserving to be on the list, and I have him at 61.
Yeah, and no, and that's fair. I mean, it's just a question of different methodology between the two of us at this point. And yeah, I can't disagree. Obviously, he had brought up with Max, was Max's teammate, and then kind of has been with every fucking team on the grid. Held up well against Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari, and that's not insignificant. So
no,
I agree that by the numbers, it's looking good. But I just think there are way too many people that could be looked at or we'd have to give that little bit of an edge with the small sample size because races were shorter, the calendar was shorter all those years ago, and the mortality rate was higher. So I mean, if we did a proper research historical deep dive and compared, number of points with the points change or change basically of how points are awarded and everything. I'm sure that he's deserving, but this is part of the reason why I didn't want to go to the lengths that you did. So,
but also,
there we go.
This is a vibes-based program.
You're using my own words against me, and I hate it when you do that. So congratulations, you're right because
far too much of an effort.
100%. So moving on,
number 60,
Canadian legend, Gilles Villeneuve. What do you know about him?
I did not realize how many Villeneuve have been in Formula One. It's what I didn't know.
It's 2, but okay.
Well, yeah, exactly. But still.
Yeah.
I don't know much, to be honest. He was Canadian. I recognize the name. I mean, there's a circuit named after the other one. So
What? Wait, what?
Isn't the Montreal track named the Jacques Villeneuve circuit?
No.
What do you mean?
You got
no?
it backwards.
It's named Villeneuve. The Gilles Villeneuve circuit. Yep. Sorry. Okay, then I knew it was named after one of them.
The dead one. Yep.
It was Oh, Gilles died.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
you mixed them up. Okay, that's understandable.
Who? So wait. So who's the older one?
Gilles is Jacques' dad.
Gilles is Jacques. Okay. Okay.
Correct.
I had that part of it squared away then at least. Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
Um, I knew there was a lot of deep history with the sport with this name
Mm-hmm.
for sure. I did
Mm-hmm.
not know the fullest extent of it though.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, um, had a nice, decent career from '77 until he was killed in '82.
Mm,
Um, basically, he won his home Grand Prix, and basically that's really cool as a Canadian.
yeah.
Um, he, um, yeah, he was basically considered really, 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 really good, and had a son that also was really, really, really good.
Mm,
So the Circuit Ile Notre Dame in Montreal was renamed after him after he passed away.
okay.
And basically he won there. And yeah, it's one of those kind of what could have been guys. Um, and yeah, we never know what could have been. So
Yeah,
that's it.
that is it.
Um,
I think I'm gonna get some
above
fireworks out of you on number 59 here.
No, I love that he's below 57, 59.
I so
Land, yeah,
Lando Norris comes in as
yeah.
number 59. He's
Hmm.
he has won 9 Grand Prix and been on the podium 38 times, which is
Yeah.
crazy because the
But
number
there's
of
also 24 races as opposed to Gilles Villeneuve, who was
sure
in erased. How long has Lando been in the sport?
20 did he join 2019
2019. And
or 2018?
how many races has he been in?
I don't know.
Okay, I got it.
Given there's 20 and there if you say 2019 it's been 6 years, 120.
Yeah. So total entries 142.
Okay.
142 total entries. Gilles Villeneuve from 77 to 82 had 68 entries.
Wow.
Right? Yeah. So it's one of those things where because the sample size among these older generations is so significantly smaller,
Mhm.
putting the newer guys into this list is a little bit of a little bit of an asterisk.
Mm.
Not saying that he wouldn't be there, not saying he might not have a career that's not going to be there, just saying it's a little disingenuous to those that came before us to say that he's better than Gilles Villeneuve. I'm not going to say that he is, not going to say that he isn't. It's just it's comparing apples and oranges.
Mhm.
It's comparing a Model T to a fucking Mustang.
And
You
you know
know,
what it's gonna do? It's gonna cause some controversy online, some
which is
traction.
what you're all about, and I love that for
It's gonna
you.
cause some debates. Again, no
Yeah,
one has thought to do this yet, so someone's got to be first.
and I feel like nobody's done this because they realized it was an exercise in futility, and
Yeah, but
yeah, okay,
someone's got to get the conversation started. But in terms of the modern day drivers, at least where that ranks up, that means I only have um, little Lando Norris ahead of his former teammate of Carlos Sainz, which felt a little bad to do, but at the same time, when you break it down, he by the numbers, he has had a better career than Carlos in a shorter
yeah.
period of time than Carlos too. So I
And
love
so,
Carlos,
two guys
but
that have had a better career than Lando are
well,
58 and 57. Let's keep it
yes.
rolling because,
So 58, which not the same number of wins and podiums and everything, but it is George Russell.
why was he ranked above Lando? Just
I think he's
vibes.
a better
You think he's
driver than
better?
Lando.
Okay,
I
so
think he's
how
a
does
better
that
driver than Lando.
so how does that come into 57?
I think he's better than both of those.
Who is that name?
It's your name to say.
It's my name to say, and I'm going to say it. It's Oscar Piastri that you have on
Mm-hmm.
this list. So, by your own ranking,
Mm-hmm.
by your own logic,
Yeah.
my guy that
Yeah.
I've supported through this whole year, and I've called it saying that he's going to be a championship. And I thought about putting him on as an honorable mention just because I feel like he's going to win this season.
Yeah.
But again, it was disingenuous, and I didn't want to even open that can of worms that we just opened going over the last couple of names.
Mm-hmm.
And we're completely just skipping over George Russell at this point.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
No, we can get back to
yeah,
it.
it's fascinating. So tell me what you got. Tell me why you ranked this the way that you did. Piastri 57, Russell 58, Lando 59.
So this goes into my massive lack of knowledge on the sport and
Yeah,
who
because
all
I
of
don't
these
think
drivers
any of
are.
these guys are necessarily better than Villeneuve, but let's keep going.
And that's fine. Again,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I know of the Villeneuve name. I know
Mm-hmm.
it's super important to the sport. This is my all right. I got to put names on a list here, and
Mm-hmm.
I know a little bit about these guys. I know that name, but when I looked at numbers and I don't read the full history on all these guys, I don't know all of this stuff, right? So I'm like, well, I can't put all of them above Gilles because I know that would be
Mm-hmm.
wrong. But where do they all fall into place? And then this is where I have to kind of use the knowledge that I do have to kind of make a determination. So
Mm-hmm.
none of these guys have won a world championship, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Um, this is Oscar's second season, and he's won 8 races
Mm-hmm.
and been on the podium 22 times, leading the current world championship,
Mm-hmm.
and has quite honestly just been racing better than everybody the entire season this year.
Yes.
So yes, he has an extremely small sample size. He's in a
Mm-hmm.
very extremely small sample size. But when I look at some of the other names down this list, and while yes, there are some things that have happened in the sport with deaths and everything like that, some of these other guys, it's like, well, bet you could have been better than them. Like, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
It's just gut instinct, honestly, on going off
Yeah.
of that for Oscar there. Then going down to George and then Lando, you bigger sample size with George and Lando for sure. George the most out of those 3.
Mm-hmm.
George got stuck at Williams for a number of years.
Mm-hmm.
Or yeah, he got stuck at Williams for a number of years, which I don't think is his fault. And then you have Lando, who's had a shorter career, but is more inconsistent than George. And that's how that kind of got broken down for me.
Okay. I appreciate you explaining yourself.
Yeah. Shall we move on to number 56 then?
Eddie Izzard?
Eddie Izzard. Is that his nickname?
No, that's not. That's a totally different person.
Oh, I was like, I don't know
Yeah.
who that is. This is Eddie Irvine. And I'm like,
Eddie
I know that
Irvine.
name. I don't know who
Yep.
the hell Eddie Izzard is.
Yeah, no, Eddie Izzard, I think, is a comedian, a British comedian. Eddie Irvine,
mm-hmm.
from Occupied Ireland. He had a 10-year career. Guess how many entries in Formula One he had? Guess how many races he entered?
What years did he race?
From 93 to 2002.
Oh, okay. 10 years, 93 to 02. 140?
148.
Whoa.
Not far off.
That's
So,
tough.
in half of the time, Lando has had as many entries in Formula One.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my context that I'm giving it, and I'm putting that out there. He started off with Jordan. He raced for Ferrari, and then ended his career with Jaguar before they became Red Bull. So yeah, Northern Irish driver from Ireland. He basically was second in the world championship behind Mika Hakkinen in 98.
Mm-hmm.
And then retired from motorsport in 2002. Until he still holds the record for scoring most podiums before winning a Grand Prix. So 15 podiums before his first win.
Wow.
Sharing that record with a couple of guys that we are going to talk about, or one guy that we did talk about, one guy we did talk, two guys that we talked about, one guy that we're going to talk about. And I don't know if we're going to talk about the third guy. But shares that record with Lando Norris, Mika Hakkinen, Jean Alesi, and Patrick Depailler, who is the guy that I don't think we're going to talk about, unfortunately.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think I have Patrick on the list here.
No, you don't. So
it's
okay. Yeah, so shout out to Eddie Irvine. Shout out to Ireland. Good dude. Next up on the list.
Yes. At number 55, we have Bruce McLaren. Four-time Grand Prix winner, 27 podium finishes. McLaren.
Yeah. So this guy was on my honorable mentions list.
Yeah.
So we have the first official honorable mention of the other list that we have here. Runner-up in 1960 in the Drivers' Championship with Cooper. Raced for 13 seasons, won the 24-hour Le Mans in 66 with Ford, and founded McLaren in 1963. Only team to have completed the Triple Crown of motorsport.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Yep, the only team to have completed, the Triple Crown. Yeah, he is awesome from New Zealand. Worked with Brabham, worked with Cooper, and had a great career, and unfortunately was killed a little bit too soon. Yeah, definitely a little bit more of a team history that he's known for at this point.
Yeah.
But he competed in 24-hour Le Mans 9 times. And then, legend of the sport. And then was killed while testing a Can-Am car at Goodwood in England. So,
which we learned a little bit about not too long ago.
Yeah, not too long ago. So yeah, Bruce McLaren.
Yeah.
Honorable mention and number 55 on the list.
Number 55 on the list, which takes us to number 54 on the list.
Usually how that goes.
Usually how numbers work. And it's going to be one Clay Regazzoni.
Do you know his full name?
I do not know his full name.
You want to guess what his full name is? He's Swiss, by the way.
Really?
Yeah, Swiss. Not that you would have anticipated that.
No, I definitely wouldn't have anticipated him being a Swiss driver.
Claudio Giuseppe Regazzoni. I would have gone
by the most Italian name ever.
How's that Swiss? Well, it's close to Italy.
South Switzerland, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, South Switzerland. I'm sure that's not going to cause an international incident.
I know this name. I first learned it from the movie Rush.
Shout out to Rush.
Shout out Rush. Which great movie. That is a great movie.
Fucking awesome movie.
It is. So I first learned that from here, and based on that movie, I definitely assumed he was a world champion at some point in time. So I was a little shocked to find out that he wasn't a world champion, but still 5 Grand Prix wins, 28 podiums, and from that little bit that I know about him, it appeared to me that he was a well-regarded driver in the sport during his time as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So he started a little bit late.
Okay.
And then because Switzerland banned racing after the 1955 24 Hours of Le Mans. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Okay, we'll cover that in a different episode.
Is it still banned?
I believe it is, yes. Okay. Basically, he had nice little career in sports cars, and then came to Formula One in 1970.
Okay.
So basically, yeah, he won with Ferrari in his first race, which was pretty cool. Not
Yeah.
in his first race, not in his first race, in his
First race
first
with
season with
Ferrari.
Ferrari. Yeah,
Okay.
in his first season in Formula One, I believe.
Okay.
And yeah, he ever since then was kind of a mainstay of the paddock. So good for him.
Mhm.
Hard charging racer, and sounds like he was a generally pretty good dude.
Yeah. Shout out Clay.
Shout out to Clay. I also would have gone by Clay. Now, the next name
Yes.
is a very recognizable name.
It is a very recognizable name. Number
I don't
53.
really 53. It's Ralph Schumacher.
It is Ralph Schumacher. First, not true. Second, six-time race winner.
Second six-time race winner.
Because
There we go.
Gilles also won 6 times.
Between him and his brother,
Yes.
how many races? They hold the record for
No
number of races
way.
won by
Have
a
they?
brother combo.
Is it 101 or 100?
What do you mean? Is it 101?
Total race wins between the two of them.
Between the two of them,
Yes.
it would be 97.
97. Okay, it was 97.
97
okay.
wins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's kind of a shame that we remember him as just Michael's younger brother. But ultimately, that's
who he was. Which,
yeah,
I mean, that's hard. That's hard to beat. That's hard to compete with.
very hard to compete with.
But he still won 6 times.
Yeah, no, he's not. He's
Not like
no
he's
slouch.
bad. Yeah,
he's no slouch. But that's also kind of why it's a shame that we only remember him really as Michael's brother. So, yeah, he had a decent career and was better than most people remember. Yeah, I really don't have anything else to say. I feel bad because I feel like we should talk about him more. I feel like I should have more to know about him, especially because I said that he should not be just remembered as Michael's brother, but he's Michael's brother. So yeah, there we go.
There you go. Again, a name I also think is still very deserving to be on this list. The Schumacher family, very, very, very royal name in regarding Formula One.
Yeah.
I mean, shoot, Mick got a career and is still being discussed to this day because of the name.
For some reason.
Not for some reason. He's Schumacher.
Yeah, that's the reason.
Right. So,
Okay.
when you've got that name in this sport, it's one of the greats. So, yeah. And he was good. Ralph was good. So,
yeah, no arguments there. Moving on to the next one.
52. Another 6-time Grand Prix winner, but this guy had 32 podiums in the sport. That would be one Jacques Lafitte.
That's how I was going to say it. But
okay.
I made you say it on purpose.
I don't know French. Sorry.
Yeah. Went with Williams. Had a couple of races with started with Frank Williams Racing. Moved on to Ligier and then Williams after the fact. 180 entries. Again, good journeyman from 74 to 86. It looks like he raced and then never won the 24 Hours of Le Mans.
Okay.
So, good for him.
Yeah. Number 52, which brings us to the last name in the first 25 drivers to
so we're going to start the
75.
next one off of the fight. All right.
Number 51. Take it away.
Riccardo Patrese.
Yes.
Raced in Formula One from 77 to 93. From longevity alone,
Mm-hmm.
you gotta respect it. You gotta like it. 77 to
Yeah.
93. Most entries that we've seen from a non-modern driver so far of 257. 6 wins, 37 podiums. Um, yeah, from started in 77. That's crazy to think about, that kind of longevity. I guess that's not crazy, but it feels crazier. Um, for 19 years, he held the record for the most starts in a Formula One Grand Prix, and is the 10th most experienced driver in F1 history as of the end of the 2023 season.
Dang.
Runner up in the 92 championship, third in 89 and 91, which is impressive considering he was old,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
His career started in 77 and his best season was second place in 92, right before he retired. So,
That is pretty
um,
crazy.
yeah, gotta give a shout out to him.
Took a while for him to hit his peak.
Yeah, it's I guess it's one of those questions, but
Mm-hmm.
that is the first 25 of our
Top
exhaustive
75.
top 75 list, including a guy who doesn't even exist. So that rocks.
No, that got changed. It's Martin Brundle
No,
is number
you said
75
we
on the
can't make
list now.
changes. You literally said we can't make changes.
Guy doesn't exist, so we got to change it.
I don't
I made a
know.
typo along the way.
All right.
So, congratulations, Martin. You're the 75th best driver in Formula One history. Which, you know what?
I don't hate that.
I feel okay with that because while I really don't know a lot about a lot of these guys' Formula One careers, for some reason, I do know that in the lower divisions of Formula, he was bringing it to Ayrton Senna.
Yeah, that's as
That
the
says a
story
lot
goes.
about who he was as a
And
driver.
and he could talk shit to Jos Verstappen, which is funny.
Yeah.
You remember that clip?
Yeah.
No,
Well,
no, no,
shit,
no, no,
Nico
no.
Rosberg did that too.
No, he talked shit to Christian Horner. Um, Christian said, I don't know if you've seen this clip. He goes, "It's a shame you didn't race one of these cars." And Martin immediately just says, "It's a shame you weren't fast enough to get into Formula One." Just like,
I did
fuck
not see
you.
that.
Oh my
Martin's
god,
awesome.
iconic. Yeah. So all
Oh,
right,
Brundle's
I don't
great.
hate that.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a pretty good list, and that was remarkably fun.
Mm-hmm.
So, listener,
And
hopefully you enjoyed us reading Wikipedia off the dome,
yes.
and getting slightly mad at each other. So,
And
um,
as Ben alluded to, we will start the next episode off with a little bit of some fireworks here. So stay
unless I can,
tuned.
well, maybe it'll be fireworks because that's how the beginning of the Lord of the Rings trilogy starts when Gandalf returns to the Shire. Um, but I don't know if I'll be able to convince Derek to watch the Lord of the Rings extended edition films.
Not
Um,
before we record again, that is for sure. I will not have the time for
because
that.
you're a coward. It's okay.
I have no time. Busy schedule.
All right. Well, I'll keep working on it, guys. Don't worry.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Anything else we need to cover here?
At the moment, no, I did not see a ton of noteworthy news out of the sport. I
No, it's
mean,
summer break.
everybody, I mean, literally, there's a 14-day period where no work can be done on the cars, and so
Which we should all have.
that's pretty awesome. So, but no, next week we will get into the middle third here, 50 through 26, and that will also start our Grand Prix, or not Grand Prix, World Champion rankings as well, where we rank
There we
just the
go.
world champions, which essentially is kind of the list as well.
No, it's definitely definitely the list because I
Yeah,
just interpreted the rules of this differently.
correct. Um, but yeah, I'm looking forward to breaking down the drivers that I have listed ahead of some of the world champions that have been in this sport
Oh,
before.
I'm fascinated.
One of them I have a very strong reasoning for, because I actually did do some reading on this guy, and it was like crazy. It's just one of those types of situations. So stay tuned. This will be fun. We got summer break, so let's have a little bit of fun out here and bring
There
some
we go.
drivers.
There we go. This is a very fun episode, Derek.
Yes, I enjoyed it.
Thanks for listening, everybody, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.